process, and then you can pretty much, I know Kristen already made some of these.
Yes, she did.
So I'm going to take, let's say I'll just take 6 rubber bands.
Are these the paintbrush ones?
Yes. Yep, these are the paintbrushes. And you can pretty much, you can be creative and make, pretty much whatever you want with this same process. So then you take them all and kind of make them even as best you can. Takes good fine motor skills. I don't know if I have good fine motor skills. I lay them out to try to get them as even as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then sort of find the middle and lay them on top of each other. I'm a little meticulous and OCD about the way I do things because I don't know, I'm just that way. Runs in the family. And then, so there's this thing, I took a wilderness survival class, and one of the things they talk about is lashing. If you've ever heard that term, lashing, a lot of hunters and trappers and people like wilderness type people know how to do that really well. So I just put them together and squeeze them in the middle like that, right? And then you take your, oops, I probably should have got the tape ready. Could you get me some, like a good, and then rip that in thirds down the long way if you can. I should have done that ahead of time. It's good to be prepared, like the Boy Scouts say. And then, in order to lash them, one of the things about lashing is that it might not hold exactly how you want it to, but if you do it hard enough, pinch it hard enough, it should hold them all in there. And then as you lash, it's perfect, thank you. They don't have to be perfect. You want to put that on there as tight as you can the first time, so because it's, pinch it all together. And then you're lashing.
Stuck together.
Yeah, and that's okay. I should have prepared ahead of time. So now it's held together, but you want to reinforce it, of course, to make sure it's really held on there real good. And the kids will peel it all off and stuff from time to time, but again, supervision. You don't have to worry about that too much. So you get the gist of it. You can keep I'll use that actually. You can keep reinforcing it with tape to make sure it holds. You can go like a hockey stick at an angle. You can just keep wrapping it all day if you had enough tape. So then you have a rubber band brush. And if you got to make sure it's really tight to hold it in there. I would even probably at some point wrap another bit of tape around there to hold it real tight from that direction because you can see it's going to come out here. But then you've got rubber band brushes. And I have a picture of one somewhere, but I'll show you later. And then the same thing with these. And then if you want the ends just perfectly even, you can just trim them all however you want there too. And I'm going to do, I think I'm only going to do 3 of these. And then these are the pipe cleaner brushes. This is where it gets a little bit more tricky. Because you sort of have to fix the brush for the kid, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So that book is interesting because there's actual photos of me in my childhood as a little kid clown in my family, my weird family. Don't tell my mom I said weird. Called her weird. Again, it's the same method. Oops. Duct tape this time.
Is this that one?
Yeah, this is the pipe cleaner brush, yep. And those come out really pretty. And then when you get those bright colors, and they, like that other one there, fluorescent colors. I apologize, I could probably do a whole 2 hours on just having you guys do this with me.
You have the tongue compressors.
But I love the tongue compressors because those are for, toddler hands usually. But also, you can use the littler ones, but these are a bit easier for lashing and sticking things in there like this. Whoa. But you got to squish it hard, tape it hard to get it to stay. And I did see, when I was here, I did see that Kristen has already made a bunch of these. I think she has one with a fake flower. I mean, you can put pretty much anything between 2 sticks and lash it together.
And balloons too.
And balloons, I think that was really cool when I saw that. And then with these, I usually try to, maybe I can get it to work, let's see. Have the tape stick up a little bit. And there's a reason for that, especially with this brush. Because what's going to happen, obviously, as they use it, is the pipe cleaners are going to move. So you can go big or you can go small, but you spread them out. Normally, if I were to make these right now, I was going to use these, I would probably trim them down to about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches this way. But here's for bigger. And then, like you saw those other ones, you know, they make the blah, 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 makes these little spidery looking things, and then you can spin them and it mixes all the colors. But this is how you have to fix it for the kid every once in a while. You got it, yeah, like that. You can kind of like come back every once in a while, and I like to say hit the reset button and just kind of bring it back, because it's going to end up like that. And then they're like, hey, it doesn't work, because none of it's touching the paper anymore. If I could find a way to put like one of those dog neck cones, you know, a cone of some kind over here to hold them in place, I'd put a little cone. You could probably take cardboard and make that happen. So that's just a couple of the brushes. I forget what else we had on there. Oh, nylon and popcorn. I'll leave these here for you. If you don't make them today, you can make them in your classrooms during nap time or whenever you have time. Unless your boss makes you come in outside of work hours, which I doubt. But this is the easiest thing to make. I think this box of 20, is it 20 pair? 10 pair?
10.
Well,
20
I
at one,
think it was like $5.
10 pairs.
I think it was like $5. You can double them over if you need to, but you probably don't need to. I'm going to use scissors.
Could you put other things in there besides popcorn?
You could
Would it
use.
give you a
Could
different?
you do rice?
I'm sure.
like,
I don't know what would, the rice. I mean, because the rice would get wet, so that's a little different. I mean, these get wet too, but rice rice absorbs a little more. But you can use anything. I've seen them done with little pebble stones, all kinds of things. Is this
But you
because you
would
can't
do-
use food?
Oh, no.
Because they do say in the Ickers, or I always say that wrong, Itters, that you can't use food in art. It doesn't say in sensory. Just when they ask you about that, you can point that out. Oh, it doesn't say sensory, it says art. Because I don't like rules. Rules are for irresponsible people, that's just me. Oops.
So you would, do the kids mix colors, or do you have a bunch of those out? How does that work?
I would have a bunch of these out, like the one picture that you saw. I'm just going to tie it off. You can double them up somehow if you want to, but it's not worth wasting the time right now. Because I got 2 minutes left. Yeah, that's that. And that's just gorgeous. And there might be a few other ones in there that, but you can make them various sizes. So this right here has a bungee effect, right? And then, so here's the process. Whoop, you can go on the floor. Here's the process. You can go on the floor. And if you have the even longer ones, like the ones that go all the way up to your hips, I don't know what you call those.
Pantyhose.
You can go even further. Yeah, pantyhose. And these are knee highs. And then they splatter. You do like a 4th of July, fireworks. Kids see fireworks. They come back to school. And then like Monday morning, July 8th or whatever day it is, they come back to school. The first print will look like that, and then once all the paint is gone, it'll look more like fireworks. I wish I had a better one. This one. And then you have fireworks. And this one. Right? So here's when there's lots of paint on there. When you first dip it into the 3 colors, and then as it starts to lose its flower look, it has more of a fireworks look. Because you can see how it kind of has the lines. And I've seen some that look even better, like fireworks. But I mean, this is like the most beautiful picture I've ever seen. And that's just a tray with the 3 primary colors all touching right in the middle, and I try to teach the children to just dip it right in the middle of all 3 colors, and then bam! So that's that one.
How about to do the
I'm trying to think if there's any more I missed. String painting, I'm not going to make it, but you can see, take a string, you can probably even twist it up a few times, and if you can tie it at the end, make it thicker if you want, whatever you want to do. Duct tape it to a stick, fold the paper. You get the, you coil up the string into the paint, pull it out, place it on the paper however they want. They can coil it, they can go up and down with it, fold the paper, and whoosh, and then you get. It can turn into this. This is just like if you use a spoon or just put the paint on the paper. A butterfly, he said. And this is a tree and a dragon, which I actually kind of could see that.
You can actually see
Very
that.
cool. This is the feathers. You can put the feathers on a brush by lashing the sticks or not. This is the string paint. 2.5 years old, this little girl. I mean, just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. This is the, I brought all the stuff for you guys to do, but I guess we didn't have time to do fun stuff because I went on and on and on up front. But that's just straw painting, liquid watercolor straw,
We always have trouble with the kids going through.
ice cubes.
The little, the rolling part.
This is the rubber band brush. And you can get them even prettier than that, I'm sure, if you use the right colors. And this is just using whatever you want, and tell them, I pre-fold the paper for the younger ones. Have them put the paint however they want and fold it, and they come out like that. This was the loofah. There was a picture of it. We didn't bring anything but little loofahs. This are I don't know what you call those, but they're sort of mixed between bristle blocks, but they're like I call them star connectors. They have a circle,
Oh, right.
and then they have a ball, but they have those little ridges, so they stick them all together by putting the ridges into each other like this,
I have some downstairs.
And then you just put those, dip them in paint, and they look kind of cool. This was fluffy things. So this was actually troll, those little trolls, especially in the 90s, people collected the trolls. It's their hair.
Oh, that's good.
And this was a fuzzy ball, like fur, when we talk about animals and fur. Sponges and cars, salad spinner. This was more of those loofah painting. This was fur, it was like a fuzzy ball, and then feathers, so we were doing like wild animals, fur and feathers, and then of course, these are fake plates. I don't know why those are in there. And these, again, are the pipe cleaner brushes. These are very beautiful. So, I think that's about all I have for you today. If you need, I could probably send you email pictures so that you guys can see this process more or something if you didn't really get it here. But again, it's lashing, so you squeeze the sticks together with whatever you want in between them, wrap it up tight, and duct tape the heck out of it.
Is there anything
your own
special about
materials.
those tongs, or they just tape the top?
Yeah, I will show you the tongs.
Just because I don't know how.
Hopefully there's still time on the
I
camera.
can't picture how they.
4 minutes.
How they
Okay,
move.
4 minutes, let's do it. I got rubber bands.
Rubber bands. Okay.
Little rubber bands, so you need rubber bands, duct tape, and cardboard. I brought some cardboard. And good, do you have the adult size scissors? Yeah, I'll take that. And then, so this is the same. This is not so much a lashing. I forgot about this. Like if you have bubble wrap, you don't have to lash them. You can just, make them big, small, let's say like twice that size. Cut this up, obviously. You could probably make 4 or 5 out of this. And then you just tape it here, tape it closed, and then you've got bubble wrap. Same thing with mini fly swatters. You might want to fold it a few times, obviously not this thick, but here's just a representative. Tape it up, tape it closed, mini fly swatter. Easy peasy. All just random stuff you can get families to bring in for you, I'm sure. The tongs, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's like one of my favorite things to make. So you want to get a little bit of cardboard for the, I hope I say it right, is it the fulcrum? Is that the part? Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm an educator, I should know what I'm talking about. So then, you can make them maybe smaller than that might be too big. Get 2 out of that one. So, yeah, tape it closed. Now this part's the hard part, because if you make it too flat, it just squishes, so you really gotta roll it up right. Corrugated cardboard.
More boxes.
Keep
Same use of box.
Duct tape is your best friend. I mean, I fix broken everything with duct tape. Toys, because as soon as it's broken, according to licensing, you gotta throw it away, right? Well, not if you have duct tape. Because their concern is the sharp edges. So I just duct tape around sharp edges. This one's really tough. And so hopefully we'll get a video, and then this one's a little harder to do. So you've got to do it just right. Okay, that looks about right. And then you have to take, and hope that it doesn't break, a rubber band. And again, you pull like that, you do like that, and then twist. And then you go again on both sides. And then maybe just one side, twist again, the other side, to hold the cardboard in place. Although I think I might have messed that up a little bit. And then roll it all up as close to the cardboard as you can get. And you can make them like this. And if you do it right, which I just did it wrong, you kind of have to fiddle around with the rubber bands. But if you do it right, you can keep them permanently opened. Hope the rubber band doesn't break in the process. Which I think I'm going to break it if I do that. So. And then you can make them tight that way. But then, the kids are going to tear this thing to shreds, right? If they see that rubber band on there, they're going to pull it right off of there. So I just cover up the entire thing with duct tape. So like you saw before, if you make it the rubber band stronger here, then you can do it this way and have it open and close that way, or you can do tongs, which I prefer with the younger children especially because that's what I have. And then again, lashing, but not too. You don't want to be too tight with the. Probably should cut them even thinner. I just duct tape over the rubber band so they don't pull them off. So you get the idea here. And I mean, I love the tongs. That's like one of my favorite things.